Thank you. Thank you all for coming today for the launch of eMed events. I want to appreciate the immense help and the guidance from, Nick Nugent, who brought in some sunshine, fortunately, to Denver, and Drs. Mike and Dr. Mark Page and Mr. Joshi as well here. So it was in 2006 or 7, I was in residency, and one of my colleagues, we were all having fun in the lunchroom, and one of my colleagues said, "Hey, what are you doing with your CME money?" And I'm like, "What? We have a couple of grand we need to spend by the end of a couple of months or something." And I'm like, "Really?" "Yeah, it's gonna be lose it or use it." And those days there was no iPad with loaded CME, so I can just order one and stay home. So I went on Google, searched for conferences here and there, and took a little while. Finally, I went somewhere. And then I thought, how about we have a dedicated platform that we can use, say, like Kayak for flights, or something similar where I can just go in, look for the conference I want to go based on my specialty, and just, find the best price and book the reservation. That's how I had this idea. It was only an idea. It's only a dream. I only had a dream. But I made prayer do the march. And she took over on her shoulders, and she did a pretty good job getting into this. And after that, I went into register or book a conference. And sometimes I see promo codes or coupons or something else, and I'm like, "Oh, who gets these coupons?" I never got one. Nobody sent me a coupon. Anybody know Coupon Mom, Slick Deals, Retail May Not? Anybody here? I'm sure some of you do, right? And I'm like, why should I pay the full price? Maybe I should get a discount on the conference registration too. And then I had this idea of, getting the coupons, registrations, and everything else, and save some money as well while I'm going for the conference. Because, did you anybody hear about Occupy Wall Street? Among physicians, I am the 99%. There are 1% super physicians. I am not one of them. So I want to save money when I go for conferences. So that's where this idea of, saving some money with a lot of convenience, that's what I wanted to do. Then I started speaking with my colleagues and friends and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And somebody says, "Oh, wow, it's a great idea." And somebody says, "Well, you know what? All of us go to one conference year on, and I know exactly what conference I go to." And you're like, "Oh God, okay." It seems there is no real business proposition here. Then I started thinking, there are a lot of people who take board review courses. There are people who fail the board review and need to recertify. There are people who are in trouble with the boards and need to take remedial courses. There are people who take procedure courses. And there are people who wants to expand their horizons and get new skills. They want to do expert testimony or provide jury duty. And it's like, oh, where do I get those skills? How about I have all the information for these conferences in one place? And once I started putting this data in, it kind of came in as a shock. There were almost about 4,000 live conferences just within the United States. And based on everybody's specialty, say if it is Dr. Spitz, he's going to go to American Association of Neurology. Or if it's a radiology, you're going to go for RSNA. Everybody knows those big ones. But how about the little ones who are really have something else to offer, something else to teach you or train you, and attract a decent clientele and provide the skills? So that was the idea behind, eMed events. Then once you identify where you want to go, then you want to go, you want to book the ticket there. You want one place where you can book the hotel, you want to book the flights, and kind of know a little bit about the weather and the place you're going to. One day I was talking again to my friend. It seems that's the only thing I do most of these days. And he tells me he'd been to San Francisco. And he said he paid $100 extra for the room with a view for the Golden Gate Bridge. And he says, "You know what, I could have a room for $100 less with just 4 walls around me. But if I came all the way from Northeast to San Francisco, I might as well pay for the experience and have a look at the Golden Gate Bridge." Sometimes when we go for conferences, it is about education understandably. But it's also about having an experience, being there at a place. Sometimes it could be with you alone, could be with your family and children, and you want to have a nice experience, which you can remember and savor for quite some time. And I thought, how about I gel all these needs together and provide a single platform that would be useful for the physicians. It's not just about saving money, it's about giving that nice interface which provides them a nice experience and good times. And I have been to a couple of conferences myself, and then you kind of see one of the speakers who's doing really well, and you want to say, hey, you did a great job, and you want to get up, and then you see 30 other people sitting in front of you gathering around that guy, and you're like, oh, okay, I have no chance, and you just walk off. And I thought, how about there is a small networking feature or a messaging feature? I just want to say, hey, you did a great job, that's all. Or it could be as high as, hey, you know what, I am also doing some research on the topic you spoke about. How about we connect? So I thought I would create a personalized platform where people can, connect with each other with, minimum effort. And, that kind of thing would benefit everybody. So that's another feature we thought we could bring into this platform. And finally, sometimes you go back home, you're talking with your friends, you're talking with your colleagues, or you're listening to the same conference speeches, and you thought, what, that speech by Dr. Spitz on headache was awesome. I want to review it. And you look onto the website or somewhere and you don't find anything. I thought, how about I make some of the speeches or some of the presentations that are worth it, live longer, live forever, augment the whole conference experience. And if I can post and keep those, useful material there, and that will live on forever, and that would also give a platform for some of the physicians with skills, presentations, and knowledge for everybody else to benefit from. And that's where the idea of, conference coverage, providing, the audio slides or presentations on the platform came from. I'm sure we all watch YouTube. How many times everybody watches Gangnam Style? This is the same thing. Sometimes you want to go and watch, it could be about headache, or you want to just get your CME credits by watching it. So that's the whole idea of, the MD Conference Finder. End of the day, our goal is very simple. It's about, creating a one-stop solution where physicians can come in, find the conference that fits their needs, their, the right conference for them. And then, register to get a good deal if possible, save some money, but have a great experience when they are at the conference, when they come back from the conference. And, that's the whole idea of the eMed events. Thank you.